هذا حرف التاء. تاء تاء. أو والصفحة 3. حرف التاء. تاء. تاء. تمام. Those are 2 ways. صوت الحرف ت. 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 أنا آسفة. ت. مثل تي. هذا الحرف social. Remember, just write the word if you don't have the template with you. ومش جني. we'll come back to شكل الحرف بعدين. في البداية. So the nice thing about this letter is its base is the same as ba, the letter we learned previously. The only thing that changes it are the dots. Okay, so ba, remember, had the dot below. Ta, we'll see, you probably already saw up there. Ta في البداية, so same base shape. نقطة نقطة نقطتين, 2 dots. Okay, or there's an alternative here. So in Arabic, when you are writing letters that have a couple of dots, so there's some letters that have 2 dots or 3 dots, you have a choice. You can either write the 2 dots like we did here, or you can connect the dots with a line. And the reason you have that option is because it's faster when you're writing by hand to connect the dots as a line instead of having to pick up your pen and to do 2 dots. So in handwriting, it's very common to see a line instead of the 2 dots. You can choose whichever way you like is great, but you should be consistent, right, within whatever you're writing. So if you're writing one, for example, set of sentences or something, you want all of those sentences to either have letters with lines or letters with dots. Okay, you're choosing and then sticking with it for that writing. But you can choose between, like for example, sometimes I'll use dots when I'm writing like something that I want to look nice, like a poster or something like that. But if I'm just writing sentences, you know, instructions, something like that, I will just connect the dots, use lines instead because it's quicker. Okay? Tamam. So if you're doing a line, and I want you to try both ways so you can practice both ways and be used to doing it both ways, it's like that. Tamam. So just exactly where the dots would be, floating just above the top of this tooth here. Okay, you have either 2 dots or the line. Tamam. So alternate back and forth is usually what we do, so you practice both. Tamam. ممتاز. That's a little bit too high up, you get the idea. The tablet doesn't always respond how I expect it to. Okay, بعدين في النص, the middle. في النص مثل باء, same base shape as باء, but we're doing our dots on top, 2 dots on top instead, or a line. تمام. ممتاز. في النهاية, في النهاية. So again, same base shape as ba, صح, at the end. Okay, and we just do our 2 dots or our line. Be careful that you don't have more of a V here than this, okay? That should be the maximum. It ideally looks more like that, okay? So again, this just starts on the line, up and back down on the same spot. نقطتين أو خط. تمام؟ وأخيرا لوحده, the independent, لوحده, مثل باء, just like ba, but with dots on top. هذا مثل smiley face, صح? If you Google Arabic alphabet smiley face, you'll see memes about how this letter ta is the smiley face of the Arabic alphabet. Ta. Okay, let's do شكل الحرف. فشكل الحرف, I like to keep this one really simple. شكل الحرف, 2 on top, right? It's really handy. For ba, we can say that the dot or ball is on the bottom, and for ta, we can say it has 2 dots on top. If you have something more creative and better for you, great, write down whatever that is for you. Okay, al-kalima. The word, I'm going to write it actually up here just because on my tablet it keeps cutting off the bottom part. But you should write yours if you have this template on this line. Write it where you normally would. I just don't want the word to get cut off down here where the screen ends. So I'm going to do it up here on this line. This word is a little bit hard to write. There's a lot of letters in it that we haven't learned, but I think it's worth it because it's a word that I use all the time. So it's good to know how to write it. Okay, so just do your best to copy the way I'm writing it, okay? Notice how I'm doing the dots afterward, right? That's typically what you do. You add in the dots and symbols afterward. Okay, هذه الكلمة ممتاز. ممتاز. So where is the ta? Find where it is in the word. ممتاز. ممتاز يعني ممتاز. Okay, خلاص مع السلامة.